Hello students, I welcome you all in the discussion of physics paper of NEET 2025. I am going to start with the question number 1. It says consider a water tank shown in the figure. It has one wall at x equals to L and can be taken to be very wide in z direction. When filled with a liquid of surface tension S and density rho, the liquid surface makes an angle theta naught, which is very small, with x-axis at x equals to L. If y as a function of x is the height of surface, then equation for y we have to find. It is one of the most difficult question. So what we have to do in this question, we can take a strip at what distance? At x distance from here, right? This strip will have the thickness dx. Let's suppose it is having the width of L. If you see the slope at any random point here, it will be making some angle theta over here and it will be making some angle theta plus d theta over here. Alright. So on the surface, the force acting over here will be T, and let's suppose the length, the width I am taking as a L is L, and if you take the component in the y direction, it will be sine of theta plus d theta. Similarly, this will be this way, it will be T sine of theta and multiply with L. One component of this will be in positive direction and the component of this in negative direction. So we can clearly see they are trying to cancel each other. So if you take the component, we can write here the sine theta as a theta, as theta is very small. So this we can write as T into L theta plus d theta, and here we can write as TL into theta. So if you calculate the net force due to surface tension, it will come out as TL d theta. So that is the net force due to surface tension. I have taken the surface tension as T here, but in the question it is taken as S. So I am going to replace it as SL d theta. So that is what. Now, whatever the unbalanced force in y direction, it will balance the weight of this strip, or we can say excess force acting on it due to pressure difference. So if height of this is y, then we can say this will be equals to rho gy is the pressure difference, and thickness we have taken here is dx. So dx into L will come out as a what? The force due to pressure difference. Both will be equal as at an equilibrium. So L will cancel with L. What we can write now? We can write S into d theta is equals to rho y dx into z. So here we can say d theta by dx as rho z y. Now one more thing is given here, that we can take theta as sine theta and tan theta also. Now theta we can write as tan theta, and we can also write as dy by dx. So dy by dx we can write theta, basically the theta we can write as dy by dx. Now if you differentiate theta with respect to once again, then we can say d theta by dx as d2y by d of x square. That we can write. That is what we have found here. So we can say d2y by d of x square is equals to how much? Rho g y, sorry, this s is there here, right? So into s. So if you solve it, what will get? d2y by d of x square will be equals to how much? Rho g y divided by s. So it will match with the second option. So it is one of the difficult question, as you can see here. So correct answer for the question number 1 is the second one. Next, question number 2. This is the one of the simplest question based on the microscope, and there is a similar question given in the NCERT as a solve example, but instead of 40 here they have taken as 20. So if you remember the formula for the microscope, and here in the question they have not given anything that for what kind of situation we have to find the magnification. So we are going to calculate for normal adjustment only. So we can say the magnifying power for this, if you remember the formula, direct formula, L divided by FO into D divided by FE. So you can put the formula here. You can say 40 centimeter divided by how much? The 2 centimeter is given as the focal length, divided by 2 into 25 divided by 4. And if you're going to solve this, you will get the answer as 125. The second question answer is 125, second option. Let's move to the third question. In the third question, they have already given you the electric field. So they have given you the magnetic field as 9 into 10 power this, perpendicular to this. We have to find the electric field so that electron does not deflect from its path. So basically they are saying that there is an electron of this mass and charge this much, and they are saying that what should be the electric field in the space so that the deflection of the electron becomes zero. Electron is already moving in uniform magnetic field. So this question is based on the Lorentz force, and we have to put the Lorentz force to be zero. So if you remember the formula, we can say E into E is equals to EVB. This will cancel out. So what we have to write? E is equals to V into B, and this result is only valid when E and B are perpendicular to each other. Now, if you solve this question, already what is given to us? Already we are given with the magnetic field. We have to multiply with the speed. Speed is already given in the question that electron is moving the speed c divided by 100. So you will get E as c 3 into 10 power 8 divided by 100 and multiplied with B, which is 9 into 10 to the power minus 4 they have given, right? So if you're going to solve this, what you're going to get? You will get, this is 100, so you'll get 27 into 10 to the power 2, and it will be perpendicular to magnetic field. So which option will be matching here? It will be the option number E will be perpendicular. E will be perpendicular to B, and its magnitude will be 27 into 10 power 2 volt per meter. So option number 2 will be correct for this. Let's move to the next question. The question number 4. They are saying there are two inclined plane, each of equal length, same angle of inclination 45 degree with the horizontal. One of them is rough, another is perfectly smooth. It is given that body takes 2 times much time to slide on rough surface than on the smooth surface, right? So we have to write, let's suppose the time I'm going to calculate on a smooth surface, then we can say the time on a smooth surface will be L divided by 2L divided by G sin theta. That we can write. That is the time taken on a smooth surface. And the time taken on rough surface will be 2L divided by G sin theta minus mu cos theta. Alright. Now, you know that this time is more, so this time is twice of this, so 2 times of this. If you're going to solve this, what will get? Square both side, this 12, root 12 will cancel out, G will cancel out. What will get from here? We'll get 4 by sin theta is equals to, it will be equals to 1 divided by sin theta minus mu cos theta. So if you're going to solve this, what are you going to get? Just cross multiply, you will get mu as 0.75. So the option 4 will be correct for it. It is 0.75. Now, let's move to the next question. The kinetic energy of two similar cars A and B are given to us, 100 joule and 225 joule. On applying the brake, car has stopped after traveling 1000 meter and 1500 meter respectively. FA and FB are the force we have to take as a constant force. We have to find the ratio of F to FB, FA to FB. So that is based on completely work energy theorem. We know that finally the brake will bring the bodies to at rest, so their kinetic energy change will be 100 joule and 225 joule respectively. So we can say कि 100 joule is equals to FA into the displacement of this is 1000, and we can say 225 is equals to how much? FV into 1500 meter. So that is the work done equals to change in kinetic energy. If you take the ratio, what will you get? The 4 by 9 is equals to FA by FB into, you can say this is 2 by 3, right? So this will cancel as a 2 here and this as a what? 3 here. So we can say FA by FB as a 2 by 3. So option 2 is correct for it. Now let's move to the next question. We have to find the current passing through the battery in the given question. So basically we have to find the current over here, right? If you see this question, there is a Wheatstone bridge here. So this resistance will go off, right? All right. Now what we can say? This and this are in ratio. This is 1:2 ratio here, and here also it is 1:2 is. So we can take this 2 as a series, and we can take this 2 as a series. So 2.5 plus 1.5 is 4, and this is 8. So let's calculate the effective resistance here first. So 4 into 8 divided by 4 plus 8. What will get from here? You will get 4 into 8 divided by 12 here. So you'll get 8 by 3. So 8 by 3 here and 1 by 3 here. So 8 by 3 plus 1 by 3 if you do, you will get 3 here. And this you can also see here, 5.5 plus 1.5. So this will produce 7. 7 plus 3, how much? 10. So effective resistance of this circuit is 10. And the battery is having what volt? 5 volt. So what are the current here? So 5 divided by 10, if you do, it will be 0.5 ampere. So option 2 is correct. Now let's move to this question. This question is the question of circular motion in which we have to apply the conservation of mechanical energy. At the same time, we have to apply the formula for centripetal force also. We have to find the ratio of V is to V naught. In the question they are saying ratio of speed at point P to initial speed. So finally we have to find this one. So two equations you have to apply. One is the conservation of mechanical energy. First equation is 1 by 2 m into V naught ka whole square will be equals to 1 by 2 m into V square plus potential energy. So this is already L and this length will come out as L sine of theta. So we can say here plus m into G L 1 plus sine theta. So one equation is here. Now the second equation is we have to write as conservation of, we have to apply the centripetal force equation at point P. They have given that the string is getting slack at point P. So at point P, the string gets slack, means the tension have to take 0. So at point P, the mg will be acting here and component of mg in this direction is mg sine theta. It will be providing the centripetal force. So second equation will write mv square by L will be equals to how much? Mg sine of theta. So these are the two equations. If you're going to solve this equation, what we will be getting? We will get sine theta divided by 2 plus 3 sine theta. So option 4 will come out. Next, this is the question based on logic gate. This is a NOR gate and this is a NAND gate. So if you solve this, what will get from here? This A and B, then this is A plus B bar. This is A dot B bar. Now, if you solve this, what are you going to get? This is, we can write as A bar plus A bar dot B bar, and this you will write as A bar plus B bar using the De Morgan's theorem, right? Now this is the AND gate over here, so we can say A bar dot B bar multiplication with A bar plus B bar. Now we'll do the multiplication here. You will get A bar A bar, B bar. Now plus you will write as A bar, B bar and B bar. Now if you solve this, A bar will becomes A bar only and B bar here, right? Plus this will also become A bar and this will become what? B bar only. If you add them, you will get the same thing. So A bar dot B bar. If you further simplify, you can write A plus B bar. So it's a NOR gate way. You got. So the answer is fourth one as NOR gate. Now let's move to the next question. Electric field in a plane electromagnetic wave is given to us. It is in z direction and we are given with the wave equation. So it is clear that wave is traveling in what? X direction. So we know that electric field, magnetic field and direction of propagation, all three should be mutually perpendicular to each other. So electric field is in z direction and propagation is along x direction. So what direction is left? Y direction. So only magnetic field can be present in y direction. Now we have to talk about that phase difference of both should be same. So there are two options with y, but the phase of this one is the cos of 5x plus 1.5 into 10 power 90, but the one with y is the sine one. So this will not work. So the option 1 will be correct, and you can also check here that B should be equals to E by C, which is the relation between amplitude of magnetic field and electric field. So if you take the ratio, you will got this as a correct. So the correct answer for this is the first one. Now let's move to the next question. Here they are saying 0.5 kg of block is dropped from the height of 40 meter and after bouncing back it is going to the 10 meter. We have to find the impulse imparted by the ground. So we know that if the particle will hit the ground with v1 speed and it is bouncing back with the v2 speed, the impulse will be m into v1 plus v2. That is the impulse imparted by ground. And this we can write as m into root of 2gh1, the height from which is dropped, plus root of 2gh2. So if you're going to simplify it, if you're going to put the values here, you will get as 21 Newton second as the answer. It is the first answer correct. Now this question is based on the finding the potential difference in a circuit in which inductor and battery and resistance is given. So we know that if the current is entering from this end and current is increasing, so this polarity will be positive this end, this will be negative. So if the current is entering from here and current is increasing, then the point at which current is entering will be positive side. Using the Lenz's law we can say, what is the potential difference here? L di by dt. So L is already given to us, it is 1 and di by dt is also 1. So this is 1 volt over here, right? 5 volt already directly given and the current is 2 ampere. So potential difference from here to here. So current go from high to low across the resistance. So this will be again the 2 into 2, it will be 4 volt. So if you write the equation here, we are at A, so VA minus 1 minus 5 minus 4 and you will reach to the B. So we can write here VA minus VV as 10 volt. So the option 4 is correct for this. Now let's move to the next question. They are saying that 2 ampere of current is flowing through two different small circular copper coils having radii R and ratio 1:2. So one has radius R, then another has radius 2R. The current in both is same. The current in both is same. It is 2 ampere here also and it is 2 ampere here also. Now they are saying we have to find the ratio of magnetic moment. So we know that magnetic moment is area into current, which is the magnetic moment over here, right? So IA, I is same. We have to just take the ratio of their what? Area. So when the radii is in 1:2 ratio, area will become 1:4 ratio. That is what is asked here. So option 1 is correct for this. 1:4. Now let's move to the next question. They are saying in a camera combination of 4 thin convex lenses are given. We have to find the power of combination and total magnification of magnification of the arrangement. If they are saying if the P is the power and M is the magnification for each lenses. So we know that whenever many lenses are placed in series, the power will add up and multiplications and magnification will get multiplied. So we can, this is a very easy question, so we can say P effective will become 4P and M effective will be product of all. So that become M to the power 4. So it is the third option matching. Next question is, they are saying that oxygen cylinder has volume this much and mole they have directly given. After some oxygen is withdrawn from the cylinder, its gauge pressure drops to 11 atmosphere. Means the final pressure they are saying is going to be 11 is the gauge pressure plus 1. So that will become 12 atm over here. So final pressure we got. So we will get the final molecule because they are asking the mass of oxygen withdrawn. So initial molecule is already given. We have to find the final molecule, and after the final molecule we can get to know how many molecule is withdrawn. So for this, pressure is known and volume is also known. It is 30 liters. So we will use the formula P1V1 is equals to nRT. So N is the amount which is left. So P is, we can write 12 into 1.01 into 10 to the power 5 is the pressure multiplied with volume. So 30 into 10 to the power minus 3, since it is given in liter, and R they have given as 100 by 12. Now the temperature is 27 degrees Celsius, so you can take as a 300. So if you're going to solve this, what will get? If you solve, you will get from here, this already there is this, if you solve, you will get the power 2 and there is already 3 power. So you will get as 12 into 1.01, and from here 5 and minus 3 already gone, and so you will get 2 and there is a 1 more here. So 30 into 10 to the power 2 we can say here. This is 100 into 300, and that is one more 12 here. So one more 12 we can write here. So after solving this, you will get the N. Now that N you will get from here. So 18.2 minus that N which will get from here, and this if you are going to multiply with 32 into 10 to the power minus 3 kg. The option which will be getting will be 0.116 kg. So the correct option for this is the third one. Now let's move to the next question. It is given to us t as function of x is given. We have to find the acceleration of particle. So what we can do, we can differentiate it once here. So we can say 1 equals to, we are going to differentiate with respect to t. That become 2x dx by dt plus dx by dt. So dx by dt is v. So we can say here 1 is equals to 2x plus 1 into, we can write as v here. So v we can write as 1 divided by 2x plus 1, that we got. Now differentiate it once again because a is equals to dv by dt. Now if you differentiate once again, what will get? You will get minus of 1 by 2x plus 1 ka whole square into definition of this is 2 into dx by dt. So dx by dt is nothing but v over here. So v already we got here. So if you put it here, we will get 2 divided by 2 plus x to the power 2 into 1 by 2x plus 1. So finally you will get minus 2 divided by 2x plus 1 to the power 3. So option 2 will be matching. Now next question we have, the power we are given with and resistance in the circuit is given, capacitive reactance is given, and inductive reactance is also given to us. We have to find the phase angle and the current. So phase angle we can write as tan of phi as mod of XL minus XC divided by R. XL is 45, so 45 minus what we can get 25 divided by 20, so you'll get as 1. So this will produce phi is 45. So phase angle is 45. Now we have to find the RMS current. So impedance we can get to know, I we can get to know that 220 divided by mod of R square plus mod of XL minus XC whole square. So we can get 20 whole square plus 20 whole square. So that will becomes 220 divided by 20 root 2. So if you solve this, you will get as 7.8 ampere. So the option which is matching is the second one, 7.8 ampere, and the phase angle as 45 degree. Now the question number 17, sun rotates around its center in 27 days. What will be the period of revolution if sun expand twice of its present radius? So basically it is the question based on conservation of angular momentum. So we can say L is equals to I omega. So when the sun will expand, sun will expand twice. So I will become 4I. So omega will become omega by 4. So new omega will be omega by 4. So the earth rotation becomes 4 times slower. So if omega becomes 1 by 4, then time period becomes 4 times, because omega and time is reciprocal. So it was rotating in 27 days, now it will rotate in 27 into 4. So you will get 108 days. So option 4 is correct. Now the question number 18. They are saying model for quantized motion of electron in a uniform magnetic field B, state that flux passing through the orbit is, this is N here, so NH by E. So we can write as pi into Rn ka whole square into B is equals to how much? Is equals to NH upon E. Alright, now they are saying according to the model, magnetic moment of electron in the lowest state. So let's calculate then in nth state what is the magnetic moment. So magnetic moment I should write as pi into R n ka whole square into I, and let's suppose if I am saying that is m. So we're going to take the ratio, what we'll get? We'll get B by I is equals to N H upon E by M. So I can write as M equals to NH divided by E B, and this will be I. I we can write as electron E divided by E is this E divided by 2 pi by omega. So E is the charge and time period is, so 2 pi by omega we can write. So we can put here NH upon EB, and this we can write as I as E W divided by 2 pi. Alright. Now we have to find in the lowest state. So one more formula we know, that time period is 2 pi m by qb, so EB. Now we can write as 2t divided by 2 pi as omega, which is equals to 2 pi, which is equals to m by EB. So this we can replace here. So we can write as omega is N H upon EB into E divided by 2 pi and m divided by EB. Sorry, E by MB. 2 pi by omega, sorry. So this is the other way. It is 2 pi by T, sorry. 2 pi by t is this. So what we can write as, this is 1 by omega, this is 1 by omega. So let's go other way. So this will be E by mb. So EB divided by m over here, right? So this E will cancel with this one, B will get cancelled. What you are going to get? NH E divided by 2 pi m. Now we have to find in the lowest orbit. So for the lowest orbit, we can put n equals to 1. So we'll get the option 2 as the matching one. Now this is a question. We have 3 identical rods connected here and their thermal conductivity is given. We have to find the ratio of T1 and T2. So 2 equations we have to solve. We know that thermal current in each will be same. So what we will write in the first equation? Here we can say area is same. So K, so basically 2K into temperature difference, 3T minus T1 will be divided by L, will be same as K into T1 minus T2 divided by L, that the thermal current it is, I am writing, and that will be same as 2K into T2 minus T divided by L, and A is also there. So anyway, K will get cancelled, so you will get, and L will also get cancelled. So what you will get from here? You will get 2 into 3T minus T1 is equals to T minus T2 will be same as 2 times of T2 minus T. So this is the 2 equation. One equation you can solve from here, another you can solve from here. So after solving this, you will get the ratio T1 by T2 as 5 by 3. Option 3 as correct option. Now let's move to the next question. It is the question based on capacitor. So we can say that initially capacitor is separated by D. So D is the separation. Now there is some dielectrics filled in it. Second case mein it is given that the 2 dielectrics is put inside it. One has the thickness 3D by 8, another has the thickness D by 2. So we have to calculate how much is the air space. So we can say D minus D air if you want to calculate. So D minus D by 2 minus 3D by 8. So if you solve this, what will get? 1 minus, will get here. So this is D by 2 minus 3D by 8. Multiply with 4 over here and multiply with 4 over here. We will get D by 8 as a air. Now we can say, they are saying if the capacitance of this is C, this becomes 2C. So if you solve this, what will get? A E naught divided by D by 8, which is air length, plus D by 2, that is K2, plus D by 3 by 8 into how much? K1, and that the new one will becomes 2 times of A E naught by D. So this we can write as 1 by 2. So from here we can compare it. We can say that D by 8 plus D by 2K2 plus 3D by 8K1 is equals to the D by 2. If you bring it, you can write as A E naught D by 2. That is what you can write. So this will be equals to D by 2. D will get cancelled. After this, what you will be getting? You can write as 1 by 8 plus 1 by 2K2 plus 3 divided by 8K1 is equals to 1 by 2. Now directly here only we have to write the K2 in terms of K1 you can write, or you can write K2 in terms of K1. So after solving this, you will get the K1 as 2.66. Now let's move to the next question. They are saying that there are 2 cities separated by 2 city X. Let's suppose they are separated by some distance D. Alright. Now they are saying that a girl is driving their scooty with a speed 60 km per second in X to Y direction. Notice that bus goes pass, means every bus is passing in 30 minutes in the direction of her motion. Means when the bus is following the girl After every 30 minutes, one bus is passing. Now, every 10 minutes in opposite direction. But whatever the bus is coming from opposite direction, it is passing in 10 minutes. So let's suppose we can say the separation between two bus is, let's suppose y. Let's suppose some x. X is the separation between two bus. So we can say relative motion when going in same direction is the v1 is the velocity of bus minus v2. v1 minus v2 is the relative when bus is going in the direction of motion of girl, and that they are crossing in how much time? After 30 minutes, means 1 by 2r we can write here. Now when bus is coming in opposite direction, we can say it is x divided by v1 plus v2. So 10 minutes it is crossing, so we can take as 1 by 6. So what we can write here, from here we can say कि v1 minus v2 by 2 is same as v1 plus v2 divided by 6. So we can say v1 minus v2 is equals to v1 plus v2 divided by 3. So if you solve this, what will get from here? 3v1 minus 3v2 is equals to v1 plus v2. If you solve this, what will get from here? We'll get 2v1 as 4v2. So we can say v1 is equals to 2v2. So v1 is the velocity of bus we have taken. So velocity of girl will become 120. So that is the 120, only one option is matching, which is the fourth one. So answer is fourth one, no need to solve for the time. Now, next question is the uniform rod of mass 20 kg of length 5 meter lean against the smooth vertical wall making angle 60 degree with it. Means vertical ke saath it is making 60 degree. We have to find the friction force on the floor exerted by rod. So let's suppose if I am saying that is the rod over here, this angle they have taken as a 60 degree. Let's suppose if I am taking this as angle theta. Now one normal force will be acting here, N1, and one friction will be acting over here. So for equilibrium in this direction we can say N1 is equals to F. This question is based on the balancing of torque. Now mg will be acting over here, and from here one more force will be passing, this is let's suppose N2. So second equation we can say N2 is equals to mg. We can apply the torque balance about this point. So what we can write here? We can say mg, this length will become how much? L by 2 cos theta. So we can say mg L by 2 cos theta. The torque about this point is counter by this one. So we can say it is L1 N1 into this length will becomes L1 sin theta. Sorry, L sin theta. So this we can write L sin theta. L will get cancelled. What will get? We will get N1 as mg cot theta by 2. Now theta we have taken this one. If this is 60, this will become 30. So we can put here mg, which is 20 into 10 divided by 2, and cot 30 means root 3. So we'll get 100 root 3 as answer. So answer 2 is correct, 100 root 3. The next question is that there is a spring block system over in this question, and inside the box there is a sand put inside it. There is a small hole inside it so that the sand can leak. So we know that time period for a spring block system is 2 pi root of m by k, and time period is 2 pi by omega. We can write. Now as the sand will leaks out, what will happen? So mass will decrease, so omega will increase. And when all the sand will come out, finally omega will become maximum. So the graph of omega should be increasing function. Now we have to talk about the, since they have not said anything about the damping, so we will try to keep the total energy conserved here. So we can say that 1 by 2 m into omega square a square over here, right? So if you see here, as the omega will decrease, what we can say? Total energy conservation if you apply, then amplitude will remain what? Amplitude will remain, sorry, if omega will decrease, then amplitude will what? Increase. So for that, if we can say that the omega will increase and the time period, amplitude will what? Decrease. So option 2 will be correct. Omega will decrease and amplitude will sorry, omega will increase and amplitude will decrease. So option 2 is correct for this. Now let's move to this question. So in this question, we have to focus mainly on this. So here you have to do the dimension analysis. So we can say dimension of T is same as the dimension of surface tension, force point length, which becomes m into T to the power minus 2 to the power alpha. Area means L square to the power beta. Rho, which is ml to the power minus 3 to the power gamma, and r, which is length to the power delta. So whenever you do the dimension analysis, what you will get? You will get alpha as minus 1 by 2 and you will get gamma as 1 by 2. Now look for the option which one is matching. So only if you solve the two options for this. So alpha is minus 1 by 2 and gamma is plus 1 by 2. So this one. So after solving this only, rest other options will be eliminated. So for this, answer is 3 correct. Now the question number 25, in which they have given the least count for main scale is 0.1 and 10 Werner scale is matching with 9 main scale division. So we can say least count as, from here we can say 1 MSD minus 1 VSD. So we can say from here it is given that 0.1 into 9 is same as 10 VSD. So that becomes VSD as 0.09. So if you put the value here, 0.1 centimeter minus 0.09 centimeter, you will get 0.01 centimeter as a least count. Now they have said that main scale reading is 5 centimeter. So we will say reading as 5 centimeter plus Werner scale reading, which is how much here? 8. So we will write 8 into 0.01. So that will becomes R is equals to 5.08 centimeter. But one more thing is given here. They are saying that the 0 of the Werner scale is at x equals to 0.1 centimeter when the jaw of Werner caliper are closed. Means they are saying what is the zero error. So zero error over here is 0.1 centimeter. So we have to subtract it from this. So from here you will subtract 0.1 centimeter. So you will get the option third, 4.98 as the correct answer.
We will solve question number 26. It says a parallel plate capacitor made of circular plate is being charged such that the surface charge density on its plate is increasing at constant rate. So here we can write Q is equal to sigma into area. So therefore displacement current in fact will be dq by dt, and it's going to be d sigma divided by dt into A. So if I want to find out the current density, then it is going to be I divided by A, and it will be d sigma divided by dt, which is some constant as per the question. So current density is constant. We can say that the circular plate of the capacitors is like current is flowing from here to this plate with a constant current density. So the magnetic field generated by this will follow same method, same formula as magnetic field due to uniformly distributed current in a cylinder. And we know the graph for such magnetic field is this. So here we can say that the magnetic field is going to be constant between the non-zero, third option, non-zero everywhere with maximum at the imaginary cylindrical surface connecting periphery of the plate. So third option will be the right answer. Because the current density is constant, it is going to follow similar formula as that of cylindrical current. We will solve question number 27 now. It says an unpolarized light beam traveling in air is incident on a medium of refractive index 1.73 at Brewster's angle. So here we can find out first the angle of incidence, Brewster's angle, tan theta is equal to mu. So tan theta we can write it as 1.73, which is roughly equal to root 3. So therefore theta is roughly equal to 60 degree. So we can say in this case reflected ray only is completely plane polarized, not the refracted ray. So we can say that reflected light is completely polarized, the first option, and angle of reflection is close to 60 degree. The first option will be the answer. We'll go to the next question. And here it is slightly, we have to read it carefully. The question is long but answer is small. Two identical charge conducting spheres A and B have their center separated by a certain distance. So force is equal to, we can write force is kq square by r square. Initially the force between A and B. Now it says that a third identical uncharged conducting sphere C, let's say, is first touched with B. So when it is touched, first touched with A. So when it is touched with A, the charge on A will remain. Charge on A will remain as q by 2. And charge on C will become q by 2 again. Now, it says that it is now being touched with B. So when it is being touched with B, then charge on B is already q. Charge on C is q by 2. It means after being touched, the charge will become q plus q by 2 whole divided by 2. That will be the charge on charge B. So overall charge here is q by 2 and here charge is 3q by 4. So the force will become multiplication of it, and therefore F dash will become k q square into 3 divided by 8 r square. So clearly the ratio is of force is going to be the fourth option, 3F by 8. We'll have answer number 4. We'll go to question number 29 now. It says a container has two chambers of volume V1 is equal to 2 liter and V2 is equal to 3 liter, separated by a partition made of thermal insulator. The chamber contains N1 is equal to 5 and N2 is equal to 4 moles of ideal gas at pressure P1 1 atm and P2 at 2 atm respectively. When the partition is removed, mixture attains an equilibrium pressure of. So here the partition 1 and partition 2 has gases at certain pressures and they have different volumes. When the partition is removed, net energy is not going anywhere. Net energy is not going anywhere, so that is going to be conserved. So we can write it as P1 V1 plus P2 V2 is equal to P common after the partition is removed into V1 plus V2, because that's the net volume which is going to happen. And if we put the values into this, if we put all the values which is there, we will get P as P1 V1 plus P2 V2 divided by V1 plus V2, and we will get second option, which is 1.6 atm. We'll do question number 30. Here it says a particle of mass m is moving around the origin with a constant force F, pulling it towards the origin. If Bohr model is used to describe its motion, the radius r of nth orbit and the particle speed v of the orbit depends on. So it is classical problem. The way how we solve Bohr model, we are going to solve it here. First equation is force equation. We will write mv square by r is the centripetal force is equal to force which is given as constant, first equation. Second equation is mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi, that is what Bohr model says. And if we solve this, let's say we are going to put value of v from equation number 2, the v will come as nh divided by 2 pi divided by m into r. We are going to put this value in equation number 1. If we put this value in equation number 1, we are going to get m by r into NH divided by 2 pi mr the whole square is equal to some constant f. So we can say on left hand side, we can say here that R is proportional to RQ is proportional to N square, RQ is proportional to N square. We can say here, therefore R cube is proportional to N square, and therefore R will be proportional to N to the power 2 by 3. And if we check, we will have option number 3 as the right answer. We will go to the next question, 31. The radius of Martian orbit around Sun is about 4 times the radius of the orbit of Mercury. So Mars orbit is 4 times that of Mercury. The Martian year is 687 Earth year. Then which of the following length of 1 year on Mercury? So basically it is asking, we know T square is proportional to R cube. So T of Mars by T of Mercury whole square is equal to R of Mars by radius of Mercury to the power 3. It says that radius of Mars is 4 times that of Mercury, so we can write 4 to the power 3. So if we, and time period of Martian year is 687. 687 it is already given. So we can write 687 divided by T of Mercury whole square is equal to 4 to the power 3. If we solve this, we will get time as the answer 88 Earth years. Earth days we will get. That's the answer we are going to get. Solving this equation, we will get the first option. We will go to do question number 32. It says a body weighs 48 Newton on surface of Earth. The gravitational force experienced by the body due to Earth at height equal to 1/3 the radius of Earth from its surface is. So here G dash will be, we can write it as Gm upon R plus H the whole square. And we can say that it is Gm upon H is given as R by 3. So 4 by 3 R the whole square, which is 9 by 16 Gm upon R square. That is G dash. So we can actually do this weight. W dash is mg dash and is equal to m into Gm upon R square into 9 by 16. This is the original weight and it is given as 48 Newton. So 48 into 9 by 16 will come as 27. So that will be the answer. Second option will be the right answer. We'll go to question number 33. It says a wire of radius R, resistance R is cut into 8 equal pieces. So each wire, each cut piece will have resistance R by 8. Now it says that from these pieces, 2 equivalent resistances are made by adding 4 of these together in parallel. So there are 4 in parallel, 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are in series overall, 2, 3, 4. So if you look at this whole resistance is R by 8 divided by 4, which is R divided by 32, and this whole is also R divided by 32, and overall it is in series, so answer will be third option, R divided by 16. We'll go question number 34. It says that de Broglie wavelength of an electron orbiting in n is equal to 2 state of hydrogen atom is close to. So we have angstrom formula, and that is 150 divided by energy in electron volt root under. So that is number angstrom wavelength will be this much. 150 n is equal to 2 means 3.4 electron volt. If you do the math, it will come as, it is going to come as roughly 6.7 angstrom, can be written as 0.67 nanometer. So this is direct formula. Question number 35. An electric dipole with dipole moment 5 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb meter is aligned with direction of uniform electric field. So initial angle theta 1 is 0 degree given, and says that electric field value is also given 4 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per coulomb. Dipole is then rotated through an angle 60 degree. Theta 2 is 60 degree. So what it is asking? It is asking change in potential energy. So change in potential energy is final potential minus initial potential. So delta U will be minus PE into cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. Cos theta 2 is 1 by 2 minus PE into 1 by 2 minus 1, which is PE by 2, and if we do the math, we will get 1 joules. Question number 36 is slightly long one. It says a constant voltage of 50 volt is maintained between point A and B. The circuit shown in the figure, the current through branch C and D is. So here we can see that these two are in parallel. Equivalent resistance is going to become 3 by 4, and these two are in parallel. Equivalent resistance is going to become 4 by 3 ohm. So overall current I will become, this is 50 volt given in the question, 50 divided by 3 by 4 plus 4 by 3, and if you do this, we'll get 4 amps. So this total current, part of this is going to be 18 ampere coming from here and 6 ampere coming from here. From the sharing of the current, I1 is equal to R2 divided by R1 plus R2 into I, and this way also R1 divided by R1 plus R2 into I. Same way we can do the sharing formula, and here we will get 2 times, which is going to become 16 ampere, and here we will get 8 amperes. So if I look at this node D, at node D, overall current from the horizontal line was coming as 6, but outgoing current is 8. It means at this node some 2 ampere current has to come, and that will be the answer. Option number 2 is there for the answer. 36. We'll do question number 37. Question number 37 talks about a photon and an electron of mass m has same energy E. They're asking the ratio of lambda of photon to lambda of electron. So first, let's write lambda of energy of photon is hc by lambda photon. Therefore, lambda photon will be hc by E. Similarly, energy lambda of electron is basically h by p, and p is 2me for electron. And so therefore, lambda p divided by lambda e, if we do the calculation, we'll get option number 3. Will be C into 2m divided by e the root under. We'll do question number 38. It says, which of the following option represent the variation of photoelectric current with property of light shown on the x-axis? So we know that photoelectric current is directly proportional to intensity of the light. So first option is right. Second is definitely not right. Photoelectric current does not depend on frequency of light. Basically, the stopping potential depends on frequency of light. So third is also not right. Photoelectric current and frequency of light. So at very less frequency, photoelectric current will not be there. But as we increase the frequency, photoelectric current also is not going to increase. So option D is also not right. So option number 1, A only is the right answer. Intensity is directly proportional to, photoelectric current is directly proportional to intensity. We'll do question number 39. It is talking about a sphere of radius r is cut from the large solid sphere of radius 2r as shown in the figure. The ratio of moment of inertia of the smaller sphere to that of rest of the part. So if I want to find out the ratio of smaller sphere, let's say the mass of this small sphere is m, then this mass will become 8m because the radius is double. So volume will become 8 times, mass will become 8 times. Let's say this is I1. Let's say this is I1. So moment of inertia of that smaller sphere about y dash will be 2 by 5 mr square plus mr square. It's going to be 7 by 5 mr square. Now, this moment of inertia I have to subtract from the bigger moment of inertia to find the remaining part. So, I2 will be 2 by 5 into 8m into 2r the whole square minus 7 by 5 mr square. So, if we do the math, we are going to get what we are going to get? We are going to get 57 by 5 mr square. Therefore, I1 by I2 will be 7 by 57. Third option will be the right answer. We'll do question number 40. And what does it say? It says a full wave rectifier circuit with diode D1 and D2 is shown in the figure. If input supply voltage is 220 sine 100 pi t, then at t is equal to 15 seconds, what will happen? So here we look at this. Frequency is, we can say 2 pi omega t. So frequency 2 pi ft, we can say 2 pi ft is equal to 100 pi t. Therefore, frequency is coming as 50 hertz. And therefore, time period will be 1 by 50 is equal to 20 millisecond it will come. Out of this 20 millisecond, we are talking about 15th millisecond, means 3t by 4. So current time t is 3t by 4. The current phase will be 3 by 4 into 2 pi, which is 3 pi by 2. So at this 3 pi by 2, sign will become negative phase. So this terminal will be positive terminal at this time, and this terminal will become negative terminal. At time t is equal to 15 millisecond, this will be the situation. And so therefore D2 will come in forward bias and D1 will come in reverse bias. And so therefore we will have second option as the right answer. We'll do question number 41. It says two gases A and B are filled at the same pressure in separate cylinder with movable piston of radius RA and RB. On supplying an equal amount of heat to both of them, means Q1 is equal to Q2, and which means W1 plus U1 is equal to W2 plus U2. That is what it means. On supplying equal amount of heat, both the system reversibly under constant pressure, the piston of gas A displaced by 16 centimeter and 9 centimeter. If change in internal energy is same, so it says the U1 is equal to U2. Therefore, W1 is equal to W2, means P1 into A1 into displacement D1 is equal to P2 into A2 into displacement D2. Since it says that pressure is also same, so P1 is equal to P2, we can say, therefore A1 D1 is equal to A2 D2. A1 is pi R1 square, pi RA square I can say, into D1 given as, D1 is given as 16 is equal to A2 is pi RB square into 9. If we solve this, we are going to get second option, RA by RB is equal to 3 by 4. We'll do question number 42, and here it is question based on errors. So we can directly say, the question says a physical quantity P is related to 4 observations A, B, C and D as follows. P is equal to AQ B square by C root under D. The percentage error of measurement in A, B, and C and D are 1%, 3%, 2%, and 4%. All the errors are within 5%. So we can apply the error method. Percentage P is going to become 3 into percentage A plus 2 into percentage B plus percentage C plus half into percentage D. And if we apply, put all the values, we'll get option 3 as the right answer. We'll do question number 43. It says the intensity of transmitted light when a Polaroid sheet placed between two crossed Polarids at 22.5. So first Polaroid is, let's say, this angle. Second Polaroid is horizontal. This is Polaroid number 1. This is Polaroid number 2. And it says that the light coming out of first Polaroid is I naught. So here it is. Basically, this is I naught. And there is another Polaroid at angle theta. Theta is equal to 22.5 degree. So this angle will be 90 minus theta. So here output at this place, output at this after the first, this is Polaroid A, B, and C. After Polaroid A, output is I naught. After Polaroid B, output will become I naught cos square of 22.5 degree. And from C, it will become again cos square theta 2, which is 90 minus 22.5 degree. So it is going to become I naught into cos square, let's say theta, into sine square theta. So what I do, I can divide by 4 and bring 2 inside, 2 square, so 2 into sine theta into cos theta the whole square. And this is nothing but sine 2 theta. So I can write I naught divided by 4 sine square 2 theta. Sine square 2 theta is nothing but sine square 45 degree. So we can write I naught by 4 sine square 45 degree. Sine square 45 degree is 1 by root 2. If we multiply, we will get 1 by 2. Answer will become I naught by 8, the third option. We'll do the 44th question. It says two identical point masses P and Q suspended from two separate massless spring of spring constant K1 and K2 respectively oscillates vertically. There are two springs. This is K1 mass M and this is K2 mass M. And it says that if their maximum speeds are same, it means omega P into AP is equal to omega Q into AQ. Question is asking, therefore, AQ divided by AP will become omega P by omega Q. And we know omega formula, if we put the value, we are going to get root under of K1 by K2 because mass will get cancelled. Option number 4 will be the right answer. Last question. A pipe open at both ends has a fundamental frequency F in air. The pipe is now dipped vertically. So F open at both ends is going to become V by 2L. That's the total length. Now it says that the pipe is now dipped vertically in water drum to half its length. So new length is becoming L by 2 and now it is becoming closed pipe. So F dash will become, for that of a closed pipe, 4 into L dash. What is L dash? L by 2 itself because half is dipped. L by 2, so this become V by 2L. It is nothing but F itself. So option number 2 will be the right answer. So that is it. All the questions done. Thank you.